Are you very into horror then? If you're really into House of Leaves?
I am, and I love genre in general.
Mm-hmm.
I love horror, but I love horror that's done well. I'm not a big fan of like the Hostels, you know, the horror, the torture porn. I like, you know, Alien was one of the. I watched Alien way too young. I was maybe 7.
That's so young to see Alien.
I loved it though.
It didn't okay, it did scare you.
Oh yeah, well, like in the way that it's intended to, but like I still loved it, and so like yeah, I've been a fan of horror since I was very young, but it's about atmosphere. Yeah. It's about telling the story through pace and tension and music. I think my favorite genre of horror that is not done that well often is occult horror.
Oh, a good cult. Like occult or cult?
Both, but like occult horror.
Occult.
I would say like, for instance, Hereditary.
I was going to say Hereditary. I was hoping that's where you were going. That is what I feel. I'm so upset that so many people, I feel like, thought it was boring because I thought it was one of the scariest movies I'd ever seen.
Same.
I adore it.
Same.
Right?
But I think it also it's just not everyone's cup of tea when it's going for a very specific vibe, and people don't know what to expect going into it. It can, even the greatest thing, if the expectations are different, you can be given the most delicious sandwich in the world, but if you were expecting something sweet and instead get something sour, it'll
throw you off.
It'll throw you off, and you can't really appreciate it for what it is. And I'm sure some people have that experience, but I'm with you on that. I think the pacing of it, the slow, subtle unveiling of the world building, the use of framing and like static image, and letting you kind of uncover the subtleties in the background, and the moment of going, oh, I didn't even, like, oh God, it's a good movie.
Yes, that's the same kind of thing where it's like you have to watch it a couple of times.
Absolutely.
To keep catching those things. The way they build atmosphere too, so subtly with it. It was brilliant.
So that type of like occult horror, I like, where it brings in sort of like, dark magical narratives in a normal space where where that kind of unveiling of the mystical, like dark, demonic sort of and I say Exorcist, of course, is a classic kind of occult horror that kind of is like one of the standouts. Yeah. So that sort of genre, I find I love when it's done right. And that would be kind of ancillary to cosmic horror, which is often also not done very well.
Sure.
But when it's done well, it's phenomenal. The recent Color Out of Space with Nick Cage that came out a few years ago was actually pretty dang good.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to watch it then. I trust you.
It's pretty great. And there's one film that kind of got buried by the pandemic that is one of my other favorite horror films in recent years, called The Empty Man. It came out in theaters the summer of 2020.
Okay.
So nobody saw it. And it has a cast of very talented but not very well-known performers, and some stand out since then that have kind of gone on in other projects. And it's also like 2.5, almost 3 hours long. Oh, okay. It changes genre multiple times. The film, if you go in with low expectations, it is a very surprising film, and I think is a phenomenal cosmic horror in a way that you don't expect it to be. But I've watched that film like 5 or 6 times now.
Really? The Empty Man. To check that one out.
I loved it. Your mileage may vary, but I found it was very much in my bailiwick, my place of preference.
Do you enjoy any of those kind of like because I feel like cyberpunk is often horror, because I feel like we're also, if not in it, right on the precipice of living in cyberpunk. But like Blade Runner, even Her, those were really horrifying movies to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just because of the nature of artificial intelligence and kind of where we are now. Like, I'm curious if we're going to see a lot more horror movies like that.
Honestly, it would not surprise me. Yeah, this whole concept of transhumanism through technology that is being not just, extolled, but being sold by the big biotech market. It's a terrifying idea that we're designing nature out of our existence. Like the human nature of thinking for yourself by training an entire generation of people to ask a device that you pay for your opinion and knowledge on things is terrifying. Like here's the thing. The term AI is such a misnomer in so many ways, because tools that are designed to run in a way that facilitates efficiency in human work have existed for many, many years that are technically AI. And the advancement of that sort of tool in medicine, in file organization, when it's done as a way to supplement the human workflow in a way many people have been saying for years, oh, it's supposed to make your life easier. And it's like, of course, yeah, that would be wonderful. When it comes to generative AI, when it comes to trying to replace the human creative spirit, when just a way to eliminate people's jobs as opposed to making their lives easier, that's kind of the true grift of where we're coming into right now on it. And so I think all of those themes are becoming more and more real, in which case the dystopian cyberpunk experience is become more prophetic than just a genre story. Somewhere Neil Stephenson's like, oh man, I was trying to make up fun stories. Now I feel responsible.
Damn it.
Snow Crash was an idea, not a blueprint.